Previously on my weight loss journey.
So now I feel like I have most of the tools to get to where I am in this fitness model look.
All right, y'all, I'm finishing up week 9. I totally just crashed and burned all week. I've also been eating more than I know I'm supposed to. The past few weeks, it's been like, don't even want any more food. And this week it was just all over the place. Now I have to kind of sit down and be like, all right, let me analyze this. Even though I'm disappointed, I made a commitment to myself that I would never give up. So the first thing I have to do is ask myself, well, why did I do these things this week knowing better? And this past week was Memorial Day weekend. It kind of threw me off for the whole week. I know I'm supposed to work on this routine, but I wasn't following through. So I want to share with you guys the 4 things I've learned this week. The first thing is learning about resistance. The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It's basically a subconscious thing that resists us every time we get close to succeeding at a big goal. Resistance is the internal force that keeps you from showing up as your best self, from doing your best work, from taking risks and making mistakes and failing gloriously in pursuit of something greater. The more important a call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel toward pursuing it. That's exactly what I feel. So the second thing I'm going to do this week, making sure my meals are prepped for the week. I have to start with things that I'm actually going to eat, and then from there taper down to like cleaner, healthier foods. So for this week, I'm going to make this like taco meat goulash. It's just taco meat, taco seasoning, beans. Sometimes I'll have some tortilla chips with it, but for the most part, that's just all protein. I do enjoy that, but I love tacos. So the second thing I'm gonna make is a chicken casserole. It's literally just chicken, sour cream, cream of chicken soup, and I'm gonna get some gluten-free Ritz crackers to put on top. I'll put the recipe down below in the description box. Now this is the third thing I'm learning this week, and I think this may be the last piece of the puzzle that I need to see some drastic changes. Law of attraction and the power of the mind. I think some things can make the law of attraction sound a little bit like hokey. I like the space where psychology and law of attraction intersect, because to me, they're both the same thing. They're just in different packaging. The Psycho-Cybernetics book, a lot of that basically really is law of attraction, but it's about how our thoughts control our life. The subconscious mind is really what controls our life. If you think about it like an iceberg, the tip of the iceberg is our conscious mind. Everything below it is our subconscious mind, and that's what's really running the show. Have you ever gotten home from work and just been like, how did I just get home? Like, I really don't even remember that drive. But it's because even though we're not consciously like looking at these lights, shouldn't even say that really, but it's so ingrained into our subconscious that we do it without even realizing we do it. That's why we get home and we're like, how in the world did I even just get home? Because it's automated. It's really just like a computer program just running in the background constantly. And so what this all has to do with weight loss is our self-image is such a big reflection of what we see in our outer world, which is the same thing as law of attraction. What you see and feel is what the universe brings back to you. Maxwell Maltz, Psycho-Cybernetics, is talking about our self-image is just basically a self-fulfilling prophecy. What we believe about ourselves, whether we realize it or not, is always just going to come right back to us, because that's the program that's running in our mind. He talks about how some people go get plastic surgery, like say they get their nose done, and then they come back home and they wonder why they don't feel better, because that programming is still there no matter what it looks like outside. I think for me, why I am stuck in this loop of being overweight is because constantly all day I'm thinking about, oh, I can't wait to lose the weight. I can't wait to get this weight off. I've got so much weight to lose. I can't wait to not have to pull my pants up. I can't wait to not wear baggy shirts. And so constantly all day in my head, I'm talking about how I don't want to be where I am. Well, that's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's just on automation. And that's literally what I'm going to keep seeing as long as I keep telling myself that. So now I've really just got to practice feeling fit, feeling in shape right now, not in the future, but right now. This is why I truly believe that so many weight loss success stories come after a big breakup, they come after a big life change, a visit to the doctor, a job loss, something big happens in their life that either forces them to say, oh, well, I'm going to show him what he's missing out on. I'm going to take out all of my good qualities and I'm going to put a spotlight on him. I am this person. This is the person that they left. And it's here in the now. And like that, we change our self-image. I think that's the difference with a lot of these weight loss success stories is most people who we hear these weight loss success, they have some external force changing them versus like me where I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't have some sort of external thing making it all shift for me. So I'm trying to figure it out. I manually have to go in and change my self-image. All right, so how do I change the self-image of myself? I have to imagine my best self. I have to imagine what I will feel like as I am this best version of myself. I think the key thing here is not putting this on the pedestal. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know I've said this before. I realized this past week, what I've been doing is picturing myself fit and in shape and almost seeing it as my life is perfect, which subconsciously I know can't be real because through life, whether we're fit, overweight, whatever, we are all always going to have obstacles and challenges. It's not going to be this castle in the sky. Oh, I'm in shape and everything just kind of falls into place now. And I think part of that, it has to do with like social media, magazines. We see these people who are in great shape and it seems like their life is just amazing. You know, we all heard the highlight reel of your life. Not to put anybody down. Like, of course, you know, everyone wants to put their best foot forward. No judgment, no shame. So I have to change my image of that. And the only way for me to do that is feel exactly how I would feel right now in this very moment with the same problems, same issues, same things I'm trying to deal with, fit right now. Feeling what it feels like to be fit when I'm going grocery shopping, when I'm going to family barbecues, when I'm doing little daily things throughout the day. It has to be realistic, real time, same obstacles and things I'm trying to learn and sort through life as a fit person. You know, as I'm actually starting to think about daily things as a fit person, it feels like such a sense of relief. Like I can breathe because that castle in the sky idea of like things are so perfect. Like, oh, if I can get it, just hold on tight. But it's just not real life. It's just not realistic. But now that I'm thinking about it in more realistic terms, it's almost like breath. And it's a form of almost letting go of this big idea. And going back to the law of attraction, it's so funny. Those things that I want, when I let go of them in my life, I've noticed that they actually come to me once I let go of that need for it. So now I have to learn this skill of feeling fit now in the moment. My dominant emotion, my dominant feeling always comes back to me tenfold. The best example I heard was, have you ever waken up in the morning and like stubbed your toe? And your whole day ends up like that because you're focusing on your toe being stubbed and then nothing seems to go right all day. It's because it's our subconscious mind. It's that energy and vibration we're putting out in the world. It's that same psychology in the subconscious mind. We will attract those things right back to us. Now I've just got to learn the skill and get in the practice of feeling the emotion of how good it feels to feel healthy, fit, energetic right now, today. And I need to make it my dominant thought, dominant vibration as often as possible. Okay, so here's what my vision is. Basically contrast the emotions I'm feeling now. So for example, the way my leggings slip on and fit and feel perfectly when I'm going to the gym versus right now when I put my leggings on and it's like I'm constantly having to pull them up and, you know, tuck my shirt out so you can't see my stomach. And this is gonna be hard because it's contradicting what is real life right now. But one thing I learned is that our subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and imagination. And so when we feel those emotions right now, those things are going to be brought back to us tenfold. Right now, everything, I feel my overweightness. I'm not gonna say the F word. I feel my overweightness all the time. So little things, just as much as possible, like walking to my car, I'm going to feel what it feels like to not feel like I have muffin top, things poking out. I'm going to feel what it feels like to be fit and feeling strong and feeling my muscles contract and feeling like a fit person right now, and applying it to daily things, specific daily things I do every day. I think that this is my final piece of the puzzle, and I can say that strongly because it's worked for me in the past. It is a skill. It does take time and practice. Like Saban says, is one of my favorite things, don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. So I need to keep doing this until it's so automatic I'm not even thinking about it anymore. And it's just like a baby learning how to walk. It's a skill I'm trying to learn. We don't look at a baby falling down and learning how to get back up and make fun of them. We know that it's a skill that's going to get them to get to do so many more exciting things in the future. And so even though I may fall down, I know if I can get back up and accomplish this and figure this out, it's gonna open so many more doors for me in the future. All right, so number 4, last week I was all set up for my routine. I was especially talking about, oh, this is why I'm not doing my routine, because I don't have goals for each blocks. Like, okay, I'm gonna do 17 reps of my hip thrust this time, and that's why I'm not really doing my routine. Now looking back, I set those goals, which I do need, but I didn't set my goals for the week. So from now on, every Friday, I'm going to set my goals, what I need to accomplish for the following week. For me, it's really important to make these goals like super, super small so they're attainable. It avoids discouragement, and then it makes me feel more motivated when I hit it. My YouTube videos. I'm going to try and get 2 videos filmed this week. So I had to sit down and map each video for my morning blocks. So that way I have my whole week's goals planned. And that gives me more motivation to wake up earlier, because it's like, okay, I gotta get this done in order to get this done in order to get this done. Hopefully we'll follow through with the routine this week. All right, my last thing from this past week that I'm taking into this new week is about DLPA. Of course, I'm not a registered doctor. This is just what I do. Always please see your doctor. But last week I noticed that I just was not motivated. I was doing stuff on my to-doist list just because I knew I had to do them, but the motivation to get it done was not there. So DLPA. DLPA is what our body uses to produce dopamine. And we all probably know what dopamine is. It's what makes us feel good. It also is what motivates us to do things. So finishing a task and checking it off a list, that's what gives us a dopamine hit, because boom, we got it done. It makes us feel good. The DLPA is a supplement. It's definitely not a substitute for anything. And honestly, it's a nootropic. I think it's beneficial for me because of really overuse of caffeine. I really do need to stop drinking caffeine. Caffeine releases dopamine. That's what kind of makes us like, boom, 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 let's get this and this done. And I've been drinking caffeine for so long now that I feel like I've kind of depleted those stores. Again, this is me just doing research, putting together my pieces, my experience with it, and what I think it works best for me. I actually started taking it yesterday, and I feel better already today. Today, I already feel more motivated to do things. And I even noticed last week I was drinking more caffeine, but I think my DLPA stores were depleted so low that it was just more just energy, like physical energy, instead of motivation to get these things done. Our brain uses DLPA to produce dopamine. And the first time I actually took DLPA, I was so productive, I barely even ate. I remember thinking, man, if I could just eat like this every day. But DLPA, the effect of it wears off as your DLPA stores come back to normal, everything gets back to working normally, so it doesn't work. You can't just take it every day and, you know, you're just not hungry anymore. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention that today, since last week was such a, you know, I decided that I was gonna have pizza today. I was just gonna go ahead and enjoy this last day before everything starts tomorrow. But I've been so productive, been so excited and passionate working on these videos. I really don't even want it anymore. And now it's just more like, all right, well, there's no point in doing it because I don't even want it anymore. A part of me just wants to do it just because that I had it in my head, but I don't even want it anymore. So far so good. So my overall goal for next week is to hit my diet as close to perfect as possible. I'm not worried about eating super clean right now. For me, eating perfect this coming week means my portion control is good. I'm eating the size of a bowl and I'm eating 1 or 2 times per day. The real flag for me that everything is being done right is that I'm able to eat those small portions only once or twice a day and not feel hunger or need for more. That's just what I eat. It's not me resisting food or telling myself, no, I can't eat this or I can't eat that. It's because everything else outside of food is being nurtured and taken care of and worked on and growing, that the need for the food is just not there. Hopefully next week I'll be able to say that this was the final puzzle piece that I needed, but trial and error, we're gonna figure it out as we go. I weighed in this morning after my fun week of eating at 195.2, so I'm up 3 pounds this week and down 5.3 pounds so far. And thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a longer video. I can't wait to see you guys next week.